So good afternoon now. It's Sunday afternoon. This is not really a travel diary, but I'm traveling in my head because I'm trying to optimize my studio environment here, which is not really a studio. It's an ex-laundry in an old house in Vienna that I'm trying to optimize. But it's a lot of fun to me, and I would like to share for those of you who are interested some of the learnings from Friday and some of the preparations for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Monday, the 5th of September, at 11 o'clock, I will have my next guest here, Golly Marbot, who is a very interesting person because he's the host of a podcast called 365. Let's talk about media, über Medien reden, which is, in my view, really outstanding and astonishing because it's a podcast dealing with media in Austria, in German, on a daily basis, 365, because there is an edition every day, which is really remarkable. I really admire him for the stamina and everything, the resources, the ideas, the inspiration he has in order to run that. And he was so kind to invite me to his podcast, and I replied by inviting him into this experiment, and he was so polite to accept this before I was in his. So he's in with me on this journey, and that's going to be tomorrow, and I'm very interested how this will run. I tried to learn a little bit with your help from my first experience from Friday, and as I said, I would like to share some of my experiences. And thank you to all of you who helped me with this. So the first change that you might see is that I'm now trying to monitor everything and to steer everything here from my keyboard. So I'm still using OBS and I'm still using hotkeys, but on Friday that didn't work properly because I had not known yet then that you also need to activate this automated start and stop in YouTube Studio and not only on OBS. So that's why it did not work on Friday. It will hopefully work tomorrow. Thank you for everyone helping me with this hotkey issue on OBS. I also received the tip from one of you not to use OBS, but instead of this, a software called StreamYard, which is in theory at least an equivalent or a substitution of OBS. I've been playing around with this a little bit because in theory at least it would allow me to run everything here from my tablet and also start and stop everything from here from my tablet. The problem with this at the moment is first it produces costs different from OBS. That is relatively expensive. I think it's about €60 for the professional version or $60 for the professional version by month, which is a significant amount of money. And second, that's perhaps even more important, that I did not figure out, at least at the moment, how I can monitor and steer my camera and my mixer, which is about 4 meters away at the moment, and which is connected with a PC from here, from my tablet, which obviously is not directly connected with the camera. The camera is connected with the PC via an HDMI cable and an Elgato capture card, and I can't do this on my tablet. So this is not really the solution for the problem. I'm of course not 100% happy with this keyboard solution either, because I need the keyboard over there at the desk, and it's also a little bit of standing around here. So I'm still thinking about whether I should buy a Stream Desk. The problem, so something again from Elgato, something, but that I'm not really sure whether I want that because it would be another gadget lying around here, and again cost. So if you have any idea on this, please let me know. The second thing that I changed, I think that's also quite obvious, is I changed the seating because I got quite some feedback from some of you that two people sitting on the couch, two elderly men sitting on the couch is a little bit weird if they don't really talk to each other. And I fully understand that criticism. However, I'm a little bit upset about this because I bought the couch exactly for that reason, and the couch is now standing around in the second half of this room, which is, as I said, a tiny room and without any real use there at the moment. So I don't know yet whether how to deal with this. But the good news is I also have 2 seats, and what I will try tomorrow, therefore, is to ask Golly to sit here on the second seat, which I will try out now for a second. And hopefully that will make things easier when it comes to communication between him and me. What I also changed, you might hear that a little bit, is a little bit of the setting of the microphones. Both microphones are identical. Those are Shure SM7B. The setting between the two is slightly different. If you hear a difference, I would really appreciate your feedback on which one of the two you prefer. But I did not change too much here since Friday. I got some feedback about the mics as such. Quite some people told me that they are too dominant and that they are disturbing, and that I should use lavalier microphones instead of this. But I will not do that at the moment, at least for 3 reasons. The first one, the most important one, is I don't have lavalier microphones at the moment, and I don't know yet whether I want them, for 2 more reasons that I'm going to share with you in a second. But I do not even know any lavalier microphone that would meet my quality requirements for an affordable price. So if you have a tip here, what I should use, please share that with me. The second reason why I'm sticking to this is that I really like the sound, at least for podcasts, as the one that I'm having here at the moment. I think this is a sound people are quite used to, and it's quite convenient. So I hope that you share that impression. I'm not aware, as I said, of any lavalier having a similar sound. And the third reason, that's probably the most important one, I know that quite some people prefer to listen to Ars Boni instead of watching the video. So while exercising or running or driving or whatever. And for those people, the sound is obviously more important than the image and the visual impression, and therefore I prioritize the sound. And I will probably, at least at the moment, keep those 2 here, or those 3 here, because I also use this when I'm standing here alone in one of my lectures, or in one of the Zoom versions of this podcast. If you hear a difference between the 2 that I'm using today, please let me know which one of the 2 you prefer. I'm not sure yet. What I also changed a little bit is the light. It's a typical 3 sources light environment in which I am here. For those of you who are interested in this, it's 3 Amarin P60C that I'm using here, and an additional small bluish light source here from the floor. I try to highlight this sector here now a little bit more, because I want to make my guest even more dominant in the picture. I'm not sure yet whether this is running in the best way it can. It's a rather neutral, cold, and not too different light here from the 3 different sources. The outcome is a relatively flat image. I know that quite well, but I'm still working on whether this is ideal as it is at the moment. For example, there's quite some shadow now, and I don't know yet whether I really want that. I will see. So if you have any impression or any idea on this, please let me know this as well. I also changed a little bit of the codec in the camera, but I don't think that you will see this. But if you do, again, let me know that. Yeah, I think that's all what I did. Very much looking forward to tomorrow. What I will do now is that I switch over to the other seat. You can try the other microphone once again, and I will then try to turn this off from the seat without moving to the desk. Yes, so here I am again in the other mic. Thank you again for sharing your impressions, if you have any, with me, and also thank you very much for sharing your understanding, or having some understanding about my geekiness on this. All input highly appreciated. Take care. Have a wonderful Sunday evening.